Okay, if you have an account, you're ready to go. If not, go back to the last video and watch how to create a Sketchup account. So we want to create a new document and make the template feet and inches. Alright, to start out, they give you a little sprite. It's a 2D image that gives you a reference for size. So here they have some lady. You can delete her. The environment here is shown with axes. So there's a green axis, there's axes, but there's a green axis, a blue axis, and a red axis. So there's a X, a Y, and a Z, which lets us create objects in a 3D environment. On the left you have your tools. If they have an arrow to the right of them, it means that this is the parent tool and there are child tools associated with it. So if I click on that parent tool, it shows the parent tool, and on the child tools, which is the eyedropper. Okay, so some of your tools are hidden in the child menu. Alright, your top tool is your select tool. You have an erase tool. And if you hover over it, it tells you what it is. Here's your paint tool. Here's your line tool. This one lets you do arcs. This one lets you do rectangles. This one lets you extrude. They call it push-pull. So you take a 2D object and it lets you pull it out into a 3D object. Here is your outer shell tool and your move tool. This tool lets you measure. It also lets you, one of the child tools here is the annotation tool to call out measurements. So there's some useful tools in here. This one lets you do a walkthrough of what you're creating. And here's your orbit tool. Alright, down the bottom right you have a place where you can put in measurements. So down here, when I'm creating a line, I can type in the length of that line or rectangle. Alright, on the right there are some tools for you as well. There's an instructor option if you want to have them teach you more things about the program. There's a 3D warehouse where you can find anything you want, anything your heart desires. They have everything in here that people have designed. You can actually design something and put it in the 3D warehouse, and it's shared with people all around the world. So there's cars, houses, dinosaurs, chairs, just tons of things in here. Alright, and then we'll get into the rest of these later. But for now, this is your interface. It's pretty simple. In the top, it gives you the option to save. You have a little drop down, lets you create a new document, open a document, export a document, change some settings. Right off the bat, let's save it. Click on Sketchup and save it as Dog House. Since I already have a dog house, I'm going to name mine Dog House 3. You'll have to save periodically. Sometimes you might accidentally exit out of something, or it might crash on you, so it's always a good idea to save periodically. Alright, so that's the interface. One other thing is you can navigate the interface using your mouse, which is the easiest way to do it. So if you scroll, you can zoom in or zoom out. If you click your scroll wheel, which is called the middle mouse button, it lets you orbit. If you hold in Shift and click your middle mouse button or your scroll wheel, it lets you pan. So Shift and your mouse lets you do about anything you want as far as navigating in your work environment. Okay, so that's it for this one. Just a little bit with the interface here, how to navigate the program. Once you're finished with this one, go ahead and move on.